something clean.
I did what I did to stay alive.
You need to stay invisible.
Your son is sick. I can help you.
Tony De La Rosa?
We have a few questions for you.
I agreed to clean.
But this is not who I am.
Everybody got a dark side.
Miranda, hello. Jeff in Las Vegas. Good afternoon.
Hi, Jeff. So nice to meet you.
Oh, man. I binged 3 episodes last night. What an excellent show. What a great thriller. I mean, this not only is it a great thriller and suspense, but also it's very topical. You know, there's so many great messages in this series. This is a story of immigrants, right? I mean, Tony came to America to help her son who has an autoimmune disorder, and she works hard to pay the bills. But, you know, a doctor in Cambodia, she's educated, she's proud. So I just love the idea that the show shows immigrants front and center, how essential they are to our community and how hard they work and they keep the dream alive.
Absolutely. And thank you. Thank you. So happy you're enjoying the show. And Vegas is definitely a character in and of itself in the series. But a lot of what Vegas is yes, there's a lot of people holding up the city, propping up the city. There's all the glitz and glam and all, there's so much wealth and excitement that goes into Vegas. But then there's all the people who are actually holding the city up. And we really wanted to highlight, the upstairs, downstairs aspect of that and really show like there are so many essential workers who don't get the spotlight or the attention they're given. And instead they're oftentimes disrespected or disregarded. And it's so exciting to have a show that puts these characters at the forefront of the show.
Well, I'm a Las Vegas native, born and raised. My family came here in the 1950s. I've seen my city change. I've always had the utmost respect for the ladies that clean the rooms and do all the hard work, right? Because this city wouldn't exist without them. And we have our issues with them, being priced out of affordable housing here in Las Vegas now. And there's all kinds of things, but I've always had just the utmost respect for those workers too. So, Tony gets involved with a gangster in the cleaning lady. She's a witness to a murder and leads a double life. But, only a few episodes in, I think Armin has feelings for Tony. His story is like hers too. He can relate to her.
Absolutely. We definitely wanted to build in a personal connection that they had. They're both immigrants. They both went through their own struggles. His mother was a housekeeper, his father a gardener. And so on the very surface level, they do connect in ways, immediately. But, even deeper than that, they connect as people and as human beings. And he really does have a real compassion for her and her journey, which is why he gets deeper and deeper involved in her story and her struggle. And at the same time, she's drawn into his world as well.
And DACA is also front and center in the series. Tony's sister-in-law is an undocumented teenager as herself, keeping secrets from him. And that's an issue that's close to my heart. Bringing kids who are brought here unknowingly, and this is all they know. So I love that dynamic about how DACA, how important it is in our news today, and the show showcases that.
Absolutely. We wanted to show a story about someone who didn't know. And, a lot of times, parents keep this from the children because they're trying to protect their children. And so we wanted to really dig into that story and show what it was like for someone like Chris, who's just like a regular teenager, like a lot of teenagers. He doesn't think he has to worry about things like that until it all hits home and he realizes that his life isn't what he thought it was. And what that does to someone when they realize that all the opportunities and privileges that they thought they had are just taken away. And by having him experience that, it actually gets him to have more compassion towards his own mother. Instead of, again, disregarding her and calling her like she's just a cleaning lady and assuming that, assuming things about his own mother, instead of embracing her as a person who has made sacrifices to be here for him and everything that she's going through. And so, at first it's of course going to tear them apart, but ultimately, we're going to see how this can bring them closer together as he has more understanding towards his own mother.
Yeah, because she can't even sign his form for a driver's license, and he can't understand why, and it's just the simple things like that. But she's like, we can't take any risks whatsoever. I mean, she's that, and she has so many stories of people who've been deported under the most simple circumstances. So she's looking out for her son, and I admire that. Is that Elodie? Is that how you say her name? Elodie Young?
Elodie Young. Yeah.
She is just brilliant in this role. I mean, she shows compassion as a mother. She's tough. She's like no nonsense. I mean, I love her in Daredevil, Elektra, and also District 13. So she is just, tell me about casting her. She was perfect.
She is so perfect for the role. And I mean, we're so fortunate to find her. She encompasses and embodies so many of the characteristics of Tony. She's intelligent, she's strong, she's resilient, and she has a kind heart and compassion, as you said. And she's able to bring in all the layers into her character, who is a very multidimensional, very multifaceted character. And so she's able to bring in all the nuances of that in a look or a gaze. And she says so much with her body language and everything. She says so much without even having to say a word sometimes. And she is so fantastic in that role. So we are so grateful to have her.
And some of those medical terms she just rolls off that are like this long.
Yeah.
She rolls them out there. And she's stuck in this underworld where I left off on episode 3. It's like, whoo, she's knee deep in it right now. So I can't wait to see where the series goes. Miranda, thank you so much for joining me, and congratulations on The Cleaning Lady.
Thank you so much for having me.